Okay, after I introduced what is China's third revolution, now let me explain to you why did Xi Jinping launch the third revolution. I think when we talk about this topic, first we have to understand what China Xi Jinping is faced with when he just came to power in year 2012. And then we will talk about Xi Jinping's interpretation of all the problems and his responses to the problems. How did he resolve it? Okay, so when Xi Jinping came to power in 2012, the China have many serious challenges within the party, within the domestic political system. The challenges Xi Jinping has is there is very serious corruption and a severe power struggle within the party. How serious it has been, we can find it from the example of the so-called Bo Xilai incident. Bo Xilai is also another priestling, just like Xi Jinping. Bo Xilai is the son of a revolutionary Bo Yipo. Bo Xilai is much more charismatic than Xi Jinping. During the time, I think many people would agree if China has a presidential election, people can directly voted for their president. Xi Jinping will be beaten by Bo Xilai. Bo Xilai will get elected to be China's president in a very high approval rate because he is very handsome and charming. And so in year 2007, that is the 17th Party Congress, Hu Jintao and Wen Jiabao, they decided to have Xi Jinping and Li Keqiang get into the party standing committee. That means they will be the successors of Hu Jintao and Wen Jiabao, not Bo Xilai. And during the time, Bo Xilai was appointed to be the party chief of Chongqing-shi in Sichuan. And when Bo Xilai went to Chongqing, he started a very populist campaign called Seeing Red and Attack the Black. The black means gangster, and the red means the revolutionary spirits during the Cultural Revolution. So this campaign was very popular, and Bo Xilai's popularity is not only within Chongqing, but all over China, especially for those old cadres who have some kind of nostalgia of the Cultural Revolution period during Mao Zedong's time. So Xi Jinping probably felt kind of a threat from Bo Xilai even before he came to power. So right before Xi Jinping came to power in year 2012, in year 2011, one of Bo Xilai's close aides, Wang Lijun, all of a sudden went to the United States consulate in Chengdu seeking for political asylum, which was quite shock to the world. And Wang Lijun also brought a lot of materials to the United States to reveal how corrupt and how abusive Bo Xilai and his wife were. And the whole world started to reevaluate Bo Xilai. And several months later, the Chinese Party Center decided to arrest Bo Xilai and charge him and his wife with a lot of criminal cases of corruption and murder. And then he has been indicted, and now he is in prison. So from the Bo Xilai incident, we can see how corrupt and how severe the power struggle were when Xi Jinping just came to power. And Xi Jinping also faced very serious challenges from the society, because after China's reform and opening, there is very serious income inequality in the society. As a socialist country, China's income inequality is as serious as many developing countries in Latin America and in Southeast Asia. And that is one thing. The other thing is in the whole society, people's right consciousness has been awakened, especially because of the internet. The social media has a very high capability to mobilize large mass movement around the world. There is no exception in China. So during the time, we can see a lot of social protests all over the country, and some of them were mobilized through the internet, and the scales and the numbers are very, very high. And we can also feel that kind of situation from the example of the so-called Chart 08 movement, which is launched by Liu Xiaopo. Liu Xiaopo is a political activist who got the Nobel Peace Prize afterward. But during the time, Liu Xiaopo wanted to launch this movement. That is a petition movement for many political activists and NGO activists to sign up this petition to call for the Chinese Communist Party to return to the Chinese Constitution, to have a certain kind of a political liberalization. I think the political movement actually is quite moderate, but the Chinese Communist Party cannot tolerate this movement, and they just decided to arrest Liu Xiaopo, and he has been put in jail and finally died in jail after he got the Nobel Peace Prize. So from this example, we can see before Xi came to power, the Chinese Communist Party feel very serious challenge from the society. Because of the economic development, we see a lot of middle class emerge in the society. And because of the income inequality, we see people have a lot of resentment against the situation. So there are a lot of social protests in the society. And the third challenge Xi Jinping is faced with when he came to power is the challenge in the economy. China has two growth engines. One is export, the other is investment. And before Xi came to power in mid-2000s, China's export to GDP, the ratio of China's export to GDP has declined somehow. So China has to rely upon investment more, especially after the year 2000 global financial crisis. China's export declined further, so they started to inject more capitals to boost the investment for China to keep a very high growth rate. So the rapid growth actually is supported by rapid accumulation of debt, and it resulted in financial bubbles, especially in the real estate. So for all these problems, many Chinese scholars and scholars abroad as well will think China needs political reforms to establish rule of law and to redistribute resources from the state to the society, to fire up the new growth engine of domestic consumption market. China has to transform its economy from the model of so-called world factory, 世界工厂, to a new model of so-called the world market, 世界市场, for the growth engine. In order to have this new model, they have to have all these political reforms. But Xi Jinping and his allies don't want political reform at all. They got lessons from many dictators around the world. The recent lessons is from the Arab Spring in the Middle East, and the color revolutions in the former Soviet Union. And the remote lessons they got is from the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991 and the French Revolution in 1789. For example, Xi Jinping has asked party cadres within the party to watch a documentary film about how the Soviet Union collapsed to learn the lesson. The lesson Xi Jinping wants the party members to learn is that the collapse is caused by the decline of ideology. Xi Jinping has once said, when the Soviet Union collapsed, no one wants to fight for the party anymore. He said, 竟无一人是男儿. So Xi Jinping thinks the problem with the Soviet Union is the decline of the ideology. And Wang Qishan, Xi Jinping's close allies, he also asked party elite to read Tocqueville's The Ancient Regime and the French Revolution to learn the lesson. The lesson he wants the party members to learn is that people are very hard to be pleased, very hard to be satisfied. If you give people some, they will ask for more. So if China starts political reform to give people some political freedom, people will ask for more. So as it turns out, Xi Jinping and his political allies, Wang Qishan, all of them agree they don't want political reforms. Instead, they want more political control.